All right, thank you, Julie. Time now 7:32, and the NYPD looks to be winning the war on guns. Gun seizures are the highest they've been in nearly 30 years, which is driving down crime across the city. In just the last 6 months, the NYPD seized 3,400 guns. Over the last 2 years, 13,000 guns have been seized.
NYPD officials released the latest numbers earlier this week, which show that murders are down 17% from last year. The number of shooting incidents also dropped by 8%. Now, while overall crime is down, the number of rapes, robberies, and assaults are up. So joining us this morning is Chief of Patrol John Schell to share the very latest on the NYPD strategy for the summer to get these numbers to continue to go down. So Chief Schell, thanks for taking the time. I mean, I obviously know you had a very late night, so we appreciate you coming in early.
I love you guys. A couple hours sleep, but I'm here.
Hey, thank you.
We love you too. Thanks for coming in. We're going to get to the crime numbers in just a bit, but can you give us an update on the Lower East Side fatal accident? Just horrific. What happened there?
Terrible situation of drinking and driving. It appears to be a man coming down a high rate of speed, went right through a stop sign. People enjoying the park, enjoying 4th of July. 10 people struck. We have 3 of them now have died. One's fighting for their life. Just a tragic event. And we talk about the fireworks last night. We always talk about drinking and driving because these can be the results. Really tragic night.
What can you tell us about the driver, though? Had he ever had any other DUIs in the past?
I don't believe so. He had a couple of arrests. We don't know what his blood alcohol was. They're still working through it now. He's still in the hospital, so our highway investigation is working through that. But again, 3 people lose their lives just enjoying the 4th of July on the east side. Should never have happened.
And Chief, this happens as families are out for the 4th, having a good night, as you mentioned there. Were there any other incidents of note that you want to talk about right now for us?
I tell you, when you timeline what we did yesterday in terms of we had 1,000 people on the west side enjoying the fireworks. We had protesters on the outskirts trying to get in. We had to deal with that. We had a police-related shooting of a tragic death of an 8-year-old that got stabbed. Yes. We had the incident we just talked about. And then we have to go post 4th of July for the city of 8.5 million people. And we had a pretty successful night. We were always worried about after the party. I think we had 1 shooting after 4th of July, which was remarkable. And it's a testament to what our cops. We had a lot of cops out there last night, just working hard in the rain. It rained a little bit, and we're happy with what happened after the fireworks last night.
You had mentioned that fatal shooting with the police involved with that 20-year-old in Jamaica. The shooter was 20 years old, an 8-year-old little boy. Just the whole thing is so tragic, and your officers out there having to deal with that as well. I can't even imagine, especially if there are any parents that were working that scene.
An 8-year-old dies. I think I can speak for the city and all of us. Our hearts go out to the family and to what they have to deal with right now for a young 8-year-old boy stabbed. And for our cops, we got there within 3 minutes. We get Monday morning quarterbacked a lot, but they get there in 3 minutes. They have to assess the situation quickly and then walk into a situation where when the body-worn camera comes out and the decisions these cops have made so fast to save the father's life, there was a baby in the crib, 8 months old. Oh. And they had to fire their weapon to take care of this threat, and they saved lives last night. This is real life. This isn't a video game. This isn't Monday morning quarterback. This is real life what our cops do.
But any idea what the motive was there?
Well, obviously it was a domestic violence situation between I think they were stepbrothers, but 20 and 8 years old. We don't know really in depth. We will find out, but what really did happen.
But no mental health issues that you're aware of at this point?
At this point, not that we're aware of, but again, our detectives will walk through this whole event detail by detail.
Horrible.
Police in both cases responded very quickly in Queens and Lower East Side, which speaks to the stepped-up police presence across the city. You all are tracking crime across 7 major categories. Can you go over what those are and which is seeing the steepest decline?
Well, right now, we're always happy when shootings and murders are down. 5 of our major categories are down. There's an uptick in robberies and felony assault and sexual assault. So we're very precise in what we do and how we deploy our resources. So for the summer months, obviously, a little more violent people are out there. We go precisely we have zones set up throughout the city where we put our extra cops just to hold it down for the summer, primarily in the Bronx and northern part of Brooklyn. If I told you in the last quarter, 20% of the shootings, even though we're down, came from 3 precincts. You're like, wow, 3 precincts. So we get very precise down to the block. down to the motive, down to the gang, because a lot of it's gang, and that's how we kind of deploy daily.
Yeah, and you talk about gangs. There's the issue with guns in the city. Where are you with that right now, and how much more have you been cracking down?
Well, we've taken a record amount of guns off the street,
Yeah.
and that's, again, testament to the hard-working cops. Very dangerous thing to do, right? But we're seeing young kids carrying guns, less than the age of 18,
Wow.
which is very disturbing. So that takes a lot of work. We have to do a lot of youth outreach. But when you take guns off the street, you'll see a 3-year dramatic decrease in shootings. You'll see the decrease. It goes hand in hand, right? Take guns off the street, less people get struck by gunfire, less people die. So very dangerous thing to do, and cops are doing a very good job working hard out there because they're the ones doing it. We get to call the plays, they run the plays,
Yeah.
and they're doing a great job for us.
But you hear about the kids that are out there with these guns that look so real, about the case in Albany with that young boy. I think he was only 13 years old, but carrying a gun that looks real. That must be really tough for your officers out in the streets.
What's the alternative? You can't assume that the gun is fake, because then that result will be our cops getting hurt and or losing their life. So, and again, these things happen in seconds. You could watch the camera, we could talk about it afterwards, we could Monday morning quarterback things, but in reality, just like yesterday, cops get there in 3 minutes, go up to the 5th floor, and when you see this video, they had to make decisions very quickly. It's my hat's off to them.
I want to ask you too about the illegal scooter crackdown. How has that contributed to this crime drop we're seeing right now?
In the last 2 years, I always talk about this number, right? I think between scooters, ghost cars, I think we're up to 64,000 in 2 years. And I gave a stat out recently that in the last year, crimes committed on scooters up about 150%, and over 2 years up 350%.
Wow.
I always say it's a quality of life issue. Obviously, people hate them, and it's a crime issue. So it's really paid dividends for us. Without the scooter enforcement, our crime would probably be up higher in certain categories.
Now, do you actually have patrol officers following what you see, these massive groups of scooters traveling through the city? Occasionally, it happens a lot in the summer. Do you have officers that patrol, and that's like their I guess their beat?
Our community response team, the Tampans Police, and other cops, they really go after the scooters and the ghost cars. We're heavy on social media. We follow some of these, and we don't make no bones about it. They know we're following them, and that's a crime prevention method. You see us on the bridges now, taking ghost cars off the bridges, scofflaws. So we really made a huge effort to go after this.
All right, Chief Shell, thank you for joining us. We know you've been very busy for the past 24 hours. Thank you for making time.
I'm going to go home and enjoy the rest of the day if nobody minds.
Go take a nap.
All right, there might be something cold in my backyard for me later on this afternoon.
Right.
Good for you.
Lemonade.
Good
Of
for you.
course, of course.
Of course, of course. Thanks again for coming.
All right, my pleasure,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
My pleasure.